Allie with Potomac Beads. This Better Beader episode, we are going to go over the advantages of making your own wire clasps. So if you've struggled with wire, you've thought about it, this video is a great introduction to show you how to do some of those simple clasps and why they're beneficial versus purchasing a clasp for the same design. So the first thing I wanted to do was show you some clasps, an easy way to make them out of wire, and then say what the benefit is. So the first one we're going to do is just an S hook, or a hook that goes both directions. This is kind of the most simplistic, and you'll notice I'm using 18 gauge and 24 gauge wire for this. I have a piece of 18 gauge wire here. I have my round nose and my needle nose plier, and then we're also going to want our cutter. So I'm going to grab my cutter out of my set here and have these ready to go. The most simplistic way to do an S hook, we're also going to use some 24 gauge wire. So why are we doing this? We can get S hooks, we can design them, we can make them match to our project. That's the reason and the advantage of making your own S hook. So I have some 24 gauge wire here and some 18 gauge, and I'm going to take as the first step, if I want it to match my 24 gauge wire, I'm going to slide a bead onto the 24 gauge wire as I wrap around the 18. So right now this 18 gauge is way bigger than I need to, but take your 24 gauge wire, start coiling around, a couple coils, and then I'm going to pop on the bead that I'm using in my design. So say I'm using this beautiful Potomac crystal bicone, and I want it to look like part of the design. Look, I can wrap it into the design of the clasp, so that way when I'm looking at the clasp, it matches my project. So I'm going to go in here, cut off this extra wire, and not only will it match the design of the clasp, I can also make it any size that I want to. So you may have an S hook that is too big or too wide or too small for what you're wanting to make it for. The advantage is I can make it exactly like I want to. So I can start here, and I always like to just use a Sharpie pen, and I'm going to go in and turn this wire over around the Sharpie. How big do I need this to be? What do I want it to look like? I'm going to slide that bead up towards the middle, go to the other side right after that, and bend the opposite way. So now not only does my clasp match my design because it has that beautiful crystal in the middle, but I made it to the size that I want it to be. If I wanted to, I could have wrapped more. And then you just go in with your pliers so it doesn't catch on anything. Sometimes your purchased S hooks might have a little sharp end. You can go in and turn this over when you're making it yourself and make it so that it's not going to pinch or grab any sweaters or have any issues with your design. So if I wanted to add 2 beads, if I wanted to add 3, if I want to keep it really simple, or even do a little wire design in the middle, I can totally do that. But I made it the size that I wanted it to be. I made it match my design, and I have it so that it's not scratching. So that's one way to do an S hook for the design if I want to attach it to a necklace or a bracelet. This S hook you can make so inexpensively as well. So one of the advantages is that all of these designs in wire clasps, making them yourself, are going to be really cost effective. Next clasp we're going to make is a hook and eye clasp. There's a couple different advantages to this because you can go in and close off the ends, and I'll show you that. So the first thing we're going to do is just make our little eye. Again, I can make this any size I want to, but I'm going to just use my Sharpie and make a little loop. This loop, I'm going to coil, which means that if I'm using thread or thin wire, it can't escape from this loop. So that's your advantage. Many of your jump rings that you want to use at the end, you're not going to be able to make sure that they are nice and closed because they'll open up, and that way you can lose your jewelry. What I'm going to do here is just coil this once around and twice around, and that's going to be a pretty big end for my loop. Maybe I have trouble getting my jewelry on and off. This gives me a great opportunity to go in and to have a nice big loop to catch onto with my hook and eye. The other advantage, once again, you can make it to match. I love the look of mixed metals. So I'm going to slide on a rose gold bead there and bring that into the design. On the opposite side, once again, I'm going to make a loop, and I'm using the 18 gauge for this. If your bead does not fit onto your loop, you can always go in and do like we did on here using a smaller gauge wire. Just like we did on the other side, I have the advantage that I can coil this and wrap it. So when I'm using my beading wire or I'm doing my necklace, it is not going to escape through an open section in the wire. So this is going to be one side of my clasp. This can also be used to continue metalworking and slide in and out, again, not having an opening. On the other side of the clasp, taking some more of my wire here, I'm going to do a hook. Same deal like we did with the S hook. I'm going to make it so that way I have a little loop that's rocking around. Is it going to scratch? Sometimes I purchase them that they scratch. I'm going to make it myself. I'm making that loop the size that I want it to be, bending that back, controlling this wire. And then on the other side here, if I make a little loop, it can be actually an ear wire. But what I'm going to do, once again, make it match to the design. I've taken all that time, whether or not I'm bead weaving a necklace or whether or not I'm doing wire working or basic beading. Let's make it match to the design. So what I'm going to do here is make a loop on the other side, just like we did here. I want to make that loop match in size. And I forgot to put my bead on. That's my error here. See if I can get it around that turn. The nice thing is you can always do that the opposite way and just start over. So I have this bead on, and even if you're doing this in sterling silver, super cost effective for your design. I'm making this loop match. Look, I have my gold bead on there. I know that if I'm using a wire guard, if I'm using a crimp bead, I don't have that opening. I'm going to wrap once here, push that bead over, wrap around the bead to create the design, and wrap on the opposite side. So that way, now my design matches to the opposite side. Making it your own, making it look intentional. And guess what? You don't have to wait for a clasp or find one that's mixed metals if you're doing the gold and the silver. Those clasps are there ready to use now as you do your own S hook, your own hook and eye. The last one that I'm going to show you and talk about these openings. Again, when you're looking at a design, sometimes you have something where the wire guard you want to use just doesn't quite fit and doesn't move well. Well, guess what? You can do it yourself. Many clasps don't have that mixed metal, so you can attach that on to the end of the clasp like this ripple bracelet. Instead of going in and getting a Rivoli clasp and having that, you can make your own. Once you learn these skills, there's a ton of time savings, money savings, and design elements that you can create. If I have a project that I want to attach the clasp to as well, that wire guard that I attach to is not going to be an issue of coming out through any of those loops that I've created. So the last one that I'm going to show you, which we did also a video recently with these gemstone bangles here. You can see you can build a clasp right into the design. And the last one I'm going to show you is just a really simple way to do a toggle for that same design element, not having any openings that your thread, your beading wire, your beading cable can slide out of. So going in here, I have two pieces of my 18 gauge wire. We're going to do the same thing as we did for the loop, which you can make any size here on my piece. And I'm going to go in, make a loop. I can make that toggle and that toggle to match by adding a bead there. I'm just going to twist that around once and twice. And then once I have that twisted around a second time here, cutting off that little extra end, this is going to be your toggle loop. So once you have the loop established, and you can wait, say you want to attach it to chain on the other side. Also a little side note, an advantage to having your own clasps and making them is that you can make it so that way if you are having trouble getting on a clasp or a closure, you can make a bigger one like an S hook here not affect your chain at all if it has a smaller clasp, and that way makes it easier to take on and off if you're having trouble with fingers or with holding on to tiny clasps. Same deal with if clasps have really little tiny links in the chain. You are now proficient enough to take some probably 22 gauge wire, or even if you need to, 24 gauge wire, and create your own attached clasp with the coil all finished, so that way it's not going to come off the chain. We do a ton of repairs for little ends coming off chains and jump rings openings. So instead of using another jump ring, make your own little link and your own clasp to go in, that way it's secured. So back to the toggle here, if you want to, you can go in and you can add a little bead there and do the same thing. So it's going to look pretty similar on this side here. And again, just making my loop go the opposite direction, going in here, making that loop whatever size you want it to be. And that's going to be one of your toggle bars. Toggles, very much so, will come undone if your project is too big or if the toggle bar that sits inside is not big enough. So that's what we're going to concentrate on. So to create your own toggle bar where you know that it's not going to come apart, you can start with a plain piece of this 24 gauge wire. I'm going to hold in the middle and I'm going to loop the wire so it crosses over itself one time. I'm going to hold again, loop the wire the opposite way so it crosses over itself one time. This way, that opening loop that I'm going to attach to my project does not have an opening. So if I want to attach thread and needle to that, if I want to attach chain or wire or beading cable, that's not going to open up. Two links also give it enough space that it's not going to be right on top of your project as you're going in and creating this toggle bar loop section. From here, you need to make sure that the ends or the sides of your bar are large enough or long enough that it's not going to come undone. You want to make sure that no matter where you put your toggle in that loop, that the ends or the sides of the toggle bar are going to extend past the loop. So I'm going to just make a little fictitious turn there for myself so I can eyeball it and know exactly where that loop needs to go. If I want to create that gold look on this side, I can also add a little gold bead to each end, which is what I will do here just to dress it up a little bit. So I love mixed metals and it's really hard to find mixed metal clasps. So this is one of the reasons that I love to create my own. Putting that ball on there, then taking that wire to create the end of your clasp, bending it over, holding it there, and coiling and wrapping down along the side one time. That's going to create that little coil end for your clasp. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, then trim my wire for my toggle to fit exactly in the interior. I'm going to have to bend it to be able to get it through, and that ball just adds a little bit to the end. You can also put the ball in the middle, as long as you know it's not going to be too long or too big that it's going to hurt in the center of the toggle. So looking at all of these different examples, whether or not you're looking at the fun little toggle or the hook and eye or the S hook, and there's so many more design elements you can do, it really boils down to a couple of things. First, I think the main thing to think about is security. When you're making your own clasp, you can make the decisions where there's openings or breaks in the wire or keep it so there is none. Second is going to be the look. You can get it to match your project exactly without having to purchase one and make it modifications or make it fit. It looks exactly like you want it to because you've created it. Third is going to be that time frame, and fourth is going to be the cost effectiveness. Time frame, they're really quick to make. Once you get the hang of it, you don't have to wait for something that you've purchased. You've already have the wire there. When it comes to number 4 and it comes to that nice availability of the time to and the cost, when you are making things out of wire, even if it's sterling silver wire or gold-filled wire, it is still going to be cheaper and more cost-effective than purchasing the clasp. Really, design element is part of this, but there's all of those things going into it. Remember, you can always comment below this video and say why you love to do and make your own wire clasps and what the advantages are as well. If you want to pick up any Potomac's wire that was used in this video or any of the crystals or materials, go ahead and look below the video to shop with us online at PotomacBeads.com. As always, thank you for watching, and hopefully this episode helped to make you a better beader. Stay tuned for the next inspirational video.